So welcome to Humbabe. This is going to be episode 11. We're past the 10 episode mark, and we're gearing up for baseball season. We're starting this week. This Thursday is opening
so
day.
So close.
And you bet I'm excited. So Alex, what's on the agenda for our final episode before baseball starts up?
So obviously spring training is wrapping up. We have some injury news, unfortunately. We also have more top prospects being named to opening day rosters, which is something that we haven't seen in the past years. So this should be fun to watch. And then we have our March Madness update. At the time of this recording, we are currently at the Final Four. And lastly, we have opening day picks from Sam. I'm not sure about me yet. And we also have our player bets for the year. And are we going to do playoff predictions?
We'll do, if you have them ready, we'll do playoff predictions for sure.
All right, I do have them ready.
You bet. So where's the
Okay, so,
so you got it.
Yeah, I'll start. First injury news. Rhys Hoskins tore his ACL fielding a ball a couple days ago. So he's out for the year. Really unfortunate for Phillies, obviously, but also really unfortunate for Hoskins because it's just walk year. He was going to be a free agent after this year, and he's been a great bat his whole career. He has a career 125 OPS plus. He's been a mainstay in the Phillies offense through the ups and downs. And obviously, he had the amazing postseason last year where he hit big home run after big home run. So the Phillies are going to be missing one of their key bats, but also Hoskins is going to lose so much money from this injury because teams are now going to be reluctant to give him a multi-year deal. So, like my early prediction for Rhys Hoskins next year, he's going to take a 1 year, prove it deal to rebuild his value and go back into the free agent market after 2024.
Well, yeah, this sucks. This is terrible. You hate to see it. Again, spring training injury, a terrible injury, out for the season injury. And it was on just a fluke play. It was an ugly play, just regular ground ball deep into the first base hole along the line. And took a weird hop when he was getting the ball. Not the ball, he took a weird route to the ball, and he hurt his knee, and he's done. So yeah, they had to cart him off. And, I mean, you talked about the impact on Rhys Hoskins individually. But for the Phillies, this is huge. The Phillies, we disagreed on how good of a season the Phillies are going to have this year. I said they're going to have a pretty solid season, similar to last year, making a run toward the end of the year. You disagreed. You said they're kind of a 500 team. But for me, the Phillies' offense is their staple. With even without Harper, even though he'll come back around June, between Trey Turner and Schwarber and Hoskins and Realmuto and Alec Boehm, I feel like they're very strong. And now you lose a key bat in that lineup, and now you're bringing Derek Hall is going to have to play every day at first base. And personally, I don't think Derek Hall is so bad, but it's definitely not the production you're going to get out of Rhys Hoskins. So that's the difference for the Phillies, and it could make a huge difference in their success this season.
So yeah, like you said, I was already low on the Phillies, and now I'm even lower on this team. Like, this offense is just so top heavy now. It's going to be right now. It's really just Realmuto, Schwarber, and Turner. That's their only three legitimate hitters right now. And when Harper gets back, that's a good four. But it's just very top heavy. Alec Boehm, not a great player. Rhys Hoskins, his replacement, Derek Hall. Obviously, Derek Hall has great power, but he strikes out way too much, doesn't have play discipline, and he also sucks against lefties. So, I mean, I would have liked to see the Phillies sign Luke Voit to a major league deal when they had the opportunity to. But obviously, he re-signed the Brewers on a major league contract this time. But man, this Phillies offense for the first 2 months is going to be very, very top heavy because they don't have any good hitters really. Once you get past either Turner or Realmuto, Schwarber's going to lead off probably.
I mean, we already know we disagree there because Alec Boehm was a legitimate hitter in this lineup. But I think Nick Castellanos is due for a bounce back. We already talked about the Phillies, so I'm not going to get very deep into them. But even without Hoskins, I still think this Phillies lineup is a legitimate lineup. I think it's almost an elite lineup with Hoskins, but definitely not anymore. But so let's go. Who's next? Severino?
Yeah, let's go Severino. Oh man, I already said it. Like in my predictions for the Yankees, the only thing that can stop us is injuries, and the injuries keep piling up. 60% of our rotation is gone. Montas basically out for the year. Actually, he might come back second half, but even then, you're just hoping at this point. Rodon, he's probably gonna miss the first month with a forearm strain, and now Severino, he's been injury prone his whole career, and I was hoping he could stay healthy. It's also his walk year. He's going to be a free agent after this year. And now that he's gone for, maybe the first couple of weeks, like the Yankees, after Cole and Cortez, it's going to be a bunch of unproven, actually not unproven, Herman's proven. He's proven to be bad, but you got Schmidt, who, Schmidt's going to start game 2 now.
I know. And
He's a
honestly,
game 2
Clark
starter.
Schmidt, I'm hoping Clark Schmidt looked really strong this spring. He looks pretty good. His
Yeah,
strikeout
no, he's
stuff is
been
up,
really good.
but I mean, you never regular season different animal than preseason. I'm sorry, like it doesn't translate the same. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah, and then the fifth starter now is going to be probably Johnny Brito, who's a sinker baller, junk ball pitcher. It doesn't strike out many people. He's just a ground ball pitcher. So you went from the best rotation in baseball on paper, to something that's very mid. And even Cortez is dealing with, he had a hamstring injury at the beginning of spring training. So, like I said, this team, the only thing that can slow them down is injuries. And I mean, it seems to be coming to fruition so far, which is something I don't want to see.
Well, this sucks for Severino because you said it's his walk year, but it's every year he gets injured. It's the lat again, like last year. This one I've heard it's a little lower on his back. It's not as high lat. It's lower lats there. They're not as concerned about it, and he'll come back fairly soon, supposedly. But with Severino, you're always wondering, is he really going to come back this soon? Because it always feels like with Severino, it gets pushed farther and farther back. And you never want to be starting the season with an injury. And I can only look at this Yankee rotation as it is right now. Obviously, you're going to get Severino back. Rodon will come back, supposedly. But right now, we're looking at Cole, Nestor, Clark Schmidt, Domingo Germán, and Johnny Brito. And so Cole's an ace, fine. And even Cole, I feel like, despite the strikeout stuff is otherworldly, but with Cole, he hasn't looked as sharp since becoming a Yankees. He was an Astro. He's not top tier ace as he once was. He has big inning lapses at times, gives up the home run ball, and then Nestor so sharp. But Nestor. I feel like he's proven himself. He has proven himself. But then we're looking at Clark Schmidt. Can he do it in the major leagues as a starter? Domingo Germán is a bad pitcher. You said it. He's proven that. And then Johnny Brito is a complete unknown. He impressed me through 5 1/3 perfect innings the other day, but it's spring training, and he's throwing 97. But is that going to translate to a sinker baller? The changeup looked really good though, so that's encouraging. But I mean, the back three is so improving. You're missing 60% of your starting rotation, so this sucks for Severino. And teams will be hesitant to give him the contract that he deserves because his stuff is so legitimate because of the injuries year after year. So Severino's not going to get paid like Hoskins the way he probably should.
Yeah, I mean Severino last year, he got hurt as well, but when he did pitch, he was amazing as he like usually is. He's a great pitcher. Like he was, I would say he's a number 2, number 3 on a championship team when healthy, which is the question, when healthy, because he never is. And this is just another, setback for what I hope to be a healthy season from Severino. Another injury news coming out of spring training. Tristan McKenzie out for 2 months. Obviously, I'm lower on the Guardians compared to you are, and now that he's gonna miss 2 months, I mean it's a big blow. He's supposed to be the number 2 heading into the year, and now he's gonna be replaced by a complete unknown. I don't even know who's gonna replace him. I'm gonna have to search that up, but it's a big blow. Tristan McKenzie threw 191.1 innings last year. He ate a lot of innings and when he did pitch, he had a 2.96 ERA. He was very good last year. So it's a lot of production that they're gonna have to make up, and I don't know if they can. Cleveland.
Well, yeah, you said it. This is big for the Guardians. They're normally very reliant on starting pitching which we noted this when we went over the AL Central. The Guardians pitching is really not as good as it once was. Shane Bieber is kind of on the decline in my opinion. He's topping at like 91 now, 92, and he's just not the same. He's not the Cy Young guy. And Tristan McKenzie, he's not a 2.92 ERA pitcher. He's worse than that. Even though, I mean, when you eat 192 innings with a 2.92, I'll take that every day of the week. But you're not going to get that production again. He's a good pitcher. He's league average, slightly above, but he's not producing that again. And then now he's injured, so you're missing out on those innings for 2 months. We don't even know who's going to replace him. So now the starting rotation for the Guardians got really weak, and that's what the Guardians rely on pitching, primarily bullpen with Clase and Karinchak and all those guys. But you have to get it to the bullpen somehow. And right now the Guardians are kind of trying to find a way to do that with the lackluster offense that they have. And now you put concerns, are the Guardians really going to be able to step up and get this done this season?
Yeah, this just makes me like more confident in my Twins division pick because right now, I mean, it's projected to be Hunter Gaddis. I've never heard of him in my life. He's supposed to replace. Yeah, but like it was very brief, and I don't think he pitched well when he did. But like you said, Quantrill's the number 2 now, and then Plesac or Savali is your number 3. And I wouldn't even consider Bieber an ace anymore. It's just like the starting rotation it's a big blow. And, you know, the bullpen is elite, as we know, but the Guardians, if they want to have the season that they had last season, a lot of things have to go right. And so far, they're facing, you know, some regression in the injury department there. Okay, so moving on to extensions, we have one move. Yeah, okay, we have 2 moves actually. Miles Michaelis extended by the Cardinals 2 years, $40 million. So obviously Michaelis, a junk ball pitcher. You know, he pitches to contact. He'll eat innings. Honestly, like if another team were to give him that contract, I would say terrible, absolutely terrible. But the Cardinals have one of the best defenses in the league, and they are well suited for a ground ball pitcher like him. So I could see a world where he continues to produce the number that he does, and he continues to munch innings, which is very valuable, and that he'll be worth the contract. He's not going to blow you by with anything, but he'll induce he'll induce soft contact, and the Cardinals defense will just, you know, vacuum everything up.
Yeah, well, you said it. The issue, the contract's fine. It's totally fine for the Cardinals, and it's good for Michaelis. He pitched on Team USA, but he's just not. He cannot be your ace. He cannot be your 2. You're going to lose Adam Wainwright after the season, most likely, because he's going to retire. And then you have Jordan Montgomery. He's not your ace. I like Jordan Montgomery. I think he's a solid 2, 3. But now you've a bunch of 2, 3, and then 4, 5s in that rotation. There's no ace, and they're very below average. Michaelis, he's a 3 at best, in my opinion. So that's fine. You have your 3. But the Cardinals got to go get some pitching because that's what's holding this team back from being a legitimate World Series contender. But the extension's fine.
Yeah. Okay, next extension. Nico Herner signs, 3-year, $35 million deal. Nico Herner actually had a really good year last year. He was one of the best defenders at shortstop, and he produced like above average offensively. So I mean, Nico Herner's not a superstar. He's not like an all-star by any means, but he's a really solid player. So that's my 2 cents on him. Nothing much to talk about. He's just a very solid player.
For sure. And it's a good value on the deal. It's a good deal. You're getting, what is that, about a little over 11 per year. I think that's fair. And just solid player, solid contributor. So good for the Cubs, good for Nico Herner.
Yeah, he's going to play second base now with Dansby Swanson moving at shortstop. Honestly, like Nico Herner is better than Swanson, so I mean.
No. Sorry.
All right. So last news like recap of the episode. We have 2 top 5 prospects getting named to the opening day roster for the Yankees and Cardinals respectively. For the Yankees, they call it Volpe, he's gonna start at shortstop opening day. I'm so fired up for that. I can't wait. It's the move the Yankees had to make all along. And the Cardinals, they call up their top prospect, Jordan Walker, kind of a surprise because you ask yourself, where does he fit? He's not really a good defender, but it seems like they're going to stick him in the outfield for now. But his bat is it's legit. His raw power is up there with some of the best in the game. So it should be interesting to see, who's the fallout guy, because right now you have Nootbaar and Walker in the starting lineup. Who's going to play center? Tyler O'Neill, Dylan Carlson. There's so many options. It should be interesting.
Well, you add Jordan. We'll start with Jordan Walker. You add him to that stacked Cardinals lineup, so Cardinals are getting even better offensively, and he's going to really contend for that Rookie of the Year. He's a very good player. We saw what he did in spring training, and then we'll move on to Volpe, who had an excellent spring as well. And the point that we're going to make is that with the new rule change, where if a player finishes in the top 2 of the Rookie of the Year, if they're on the opening day roster, that team gets an additional first-round draft pick. And so I don't know how much that rule came into play with these players. I don't really think it had such an impact. I think it's a factor, but not a huge factor. I think that both of them were ready and deserving of being on the roster and will help their team win games. I think that's the most important thing. But that's an extra benefit to having them, and it's an incentive for teams to have their prospect not manipulate service time and have their prospects start on the team if they're ready, which a lot of these guys are. And Volpe had a nice spring, and I'm glad for Yankees fans that he will be the starting shortstop. You don't have to deal with IKF anymore. And Peraza, unfortunately, was optioned to AAA. And then someone I want to point out that I'm going to lose it on the Orioles for a second, because it feels to me like they're giving up before the season starts. And it just drives me crazy, because last year they were contending throughout the whole year, totally unexpected, but they were in it until the final series of the season. They had a chance at the final series of the season to make the last wildcard spot. Why is Grayson Rodriguez not making this team? First of all, he is a great chance of winning Rookie of the Year, so you have that incentive with him making the opening day roster. Second, this Oriole pitching staff is nothing special. We're going to look at this. Kyle Gibson, Cole Irvin, Kyle Bradish, Dean Kramer, and then the 5th guy now is going to be Tyler Wells. Grayson Rodriguez, your stud, your prospect, your 100-mile-per-hour arm with a dirty changeup, needs to be getting MLB innings, getting adjusted. He's not going to come up and blow you out right away. I wish he could. He actually could, honestly. But even if he doesn't do that, he's getting MLB experience. And it's driving me crazy that he's not going to get the opportunity to do that, because the Orioles are going to hold him back. They said he's not ready yet. It's stupid. And then Jordan Westberg didn't make the roster either. Neither did any of the other guys. Hauser, Kierstad, Kierstad had a tremendous spring. The Orioles are just holding them back. If they had all their top prospects play throughout the whole season, I wonder what this team could accomplish. And they still could be a good team, but it's frustrating for me that they're not going to have their prospects play.
Yeah, I mean, Grayson Rodriguez, last year was the top pitching prospect in baseball, got hurt. And, I was looking forward. I actually thought he would make the opening day roster. I thought it was a lock. So it was surprising to me when I heard the news. But I'm sure he'll be up in no time. I think they just want him to, get his feet wet in AAA again before moving on to the majors, because he did get hurt last year, and you don't want his first, professional. You don't want his first pitch of the season to be straight in the major leagues, coming off, major shoulder injury he had.
I'm pretty sure it was a lat.
Yeah. That's a major injury. He missed half of the year. So I think they just want to ease him back in. And, in my opinion, the Orioles aren't contenders, so there's no point in, burning service time right away as well. So obviously I disagree with the move, but I don't disagree with it as much as you do.
Gotcha.
And as for Volpe, I didn't talk about Volpe. Man, I can't wait. His hit tool, he's going to be I think he's actually going to be the best. He's going to be the shortstop we've been looking for the whole time. His hit tool is off the charts. His game power is improving day by day. His defense is has been amazing so far in the spring. He's just a great all around player, and he's just a tremendous upgrade on IKF. Who it's just terrible. I mean, he'll be fine as utility guy, I think now, but it's just good to see the Yankees actually be aggressive and call their top prospect and actually putting the best players on the field.
I was watching spring training today with IKF playing center field. It's so stupid to me. I don't understand. We talked about this last time. His arm strength is terrible. Noodle arm. There was a sac fly. They had an opportunity to throw out a runner at home on a sac fly. IKF, I looked up. I was like, no chance. Because he literally, no chance. He threw the ball into second base. One hop into second base. He did not even get the ball to second base on the sac fly. I mean, it won't be IKF for very much center field, I have to believe, until Bader comes back. Judge will play center field. But I just don't understand what we're doing here with IKF.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know either. It's like, I don't know, like IKF has like nudes of Brian Cashman or something. I don't know what he's still doing on this roster. He should be sent to like someone that needs a shortstop, like LA. Send him to LA. IKF to the Dodgers. Hashtag it. Okay, so that's it for our like news recap. Before we head into playoff predictions and our like favorite prop picks, let's go over some March Madness this past weekend. Obviously this is the most random Final Four of all time, and I love it. It's not your blue bloods dominating anymore. You have mid-major teams like San Diego State, Florida Atlantic, and then you got Miami, Florida, and then UConn, who actually a former powerhouse, but they haven't. They're making noise again, so it should be a fun Final Four.
Absolute madness. I do love to see it. It's frustrating when some of your picks, when some of the teams you like that are a little higher seeded get bumped, and some of those other seeds don't do as well. But this is what March is made of. We're upset city. This is what we're supposed to happen. We have 2 5s, a 4, and a 9. I have to guess. I'm not certain, but I'd have to guess it's the highest combined seeding in a Final Four ever. I know the highest seed to ever win was an 8, so we have a chance of the highest seed ever winning with Florida Atlantic, even though I don't think they will win. And then I know you're going to talk about this, but before we get into what we think of this Final Four, I have to go back to Creighton in the Elite Eight. And I picked Creighton to win it all. I truly believe Creighton is the best team in this tournament remaining. That would have been remaining had they made the Final Four. And we go back to the San Diego State game. They led at half by 5. I thought they dominated the game. Second half got very close, back and forth. So the second half was very even. But we get the inbound pass by San Diego State that Shireman intercepts over San Diego State player head to tie the game. Final play of the game, we get the foul on the hip. When is that ever called? Yeah, it is a foul. He bumped him. But we're not addressing. We got to be consistent with the fouls. There's been no foul the entire game. So now we send them to the free throw line with a second left. One of 2. Now they lead by 1. They end up winning the game by 1. And then what's up with that shot clock on the final, with the game clock on the final inbound play? I was losing my mind. I was screaming at the TV for about 10 minutes watching Creighton lose that game. Because Creighton, I like Creighton. I thought they deserved it. If I was Greg McDermott, I would have been yelling for about 20 minutes at the refs. Even if they made the right call, I just couldn't believe what happened. And then early in the game, I have to go back because this was a 2-shot flagrant 1. 2 free throws. That's the difference in the game because they lost by 1. The hook and hold is driving me crazy. I can't stand the hook and hold in college basketball right now. It makes no sense. It's not consistent at all.
That changed the game.
It's 2 free throws. They made 2 free throws. They would have lost by 1.
That call changed the game.
And they get ball on the hook and hold. There is no hook and hold. If it's an intentional, you hook him and you throw him to the ground on a hook and hold, I agree. Call it a flagrant 1, but it doesn't have to be a hook and hold, first thing. Second thing, it was Kalkbrenner that was called on the flagrant 1 for the hook and hold. It's regular basketball. It's just a foul at most. Probably isn't even a foul. The hook and hold is driving me. We're seeing it all across the league. And then we get the refs coming over to the score table saying just a hook, not a hold. So how are you determining that? I'm like, lose hook and not a hold, and then this one's a hook and hold? Like, what are we doing? What is this? It was just stupid to me. And so that cost great in the game, in my opinion. And I'm very sad that they lost. San Diego State's a good team, so good for them. But it just mind blowing for me.
Yeah, me too. I was rooting for Creighton to go all the way. Um, Obviously, it was a foul on Nemhard, but like you said, the hook and hold
Yeah.
call on Kalkbrenner absolutely changed the game. I was like, I knew once that foul, like I sound like LeBron now, but I actually was thinking this. Like once that foul was called, I was like, they're gonna lose the game. Like I'm being for real. Like it changed the game. But I hope this Creighton team, they all come back. No one's graduating. Shireman can come back for fifth year. Kalkbrenner's a junior. Kaluma is a sophomore. Nemhard's a sophomore. Trey Alexander's like a junior, sophomore. If this team, everyone comes back, it's a national championship. One of the favorites for next year. It has to be. So I hope they all stick together because they're a fun team to watch. Do you want to get into Final Four predictions?
Yeah. You want to pick first?
Yeah. So first game, Florida Atlantic versus San Diego State. I mean, San Diego State is just not a fun team to watch. Like they play incredible defense, but they have no scores really. And Florida Atlantic, they've been playing their ass off all tournament, and I'm gonna pick them to make it to the championship game. And then next game, I'm going UConn. UConn is the best team in the tournament still remaining. They were underseeded to begin with. Um, I mean they're amazing everywhere. Sonogo down low. You got Jordan Hawkins from deep. You got Andre Jackson. Your Patrick Beverly, your do-it-all player. They have absolutely every Donovan Clingan. Their 7-1 center, who's like Kalkbrenner in a way. It's just the best team remaining, and I think they're going to beat Miami. I think Miami's dream run is going to come to an end, uh, even though Wong and Nigel Pack is one of the best backcourts in the game.
Yeah. So I think we're gonna go very similar here. I'm feeling we're gonna pick the same winner. Um, San Diego State's played excellent, but I'm gonna go Florida Atlantic. And this is reminding me of a lot of games we saw earlier in the tournament. For instance, the FDU Purdue game. San Diego State plays excellent defense, but Florida Atlantic's pace, I feel like, they're gonna speed up San Diego State. They're gonna control the pace of the game. They're gonna get what they want offensively, and I think they're good enough defensively to win this game. So I'll go Florida Atlantic, and then UConn Miami. UConn's won every single game in this tournament by 15 plus, I believe, and even if they don't win by 15 plus against Miami, I think they'll find a way to get it done. They're excellent. You named all their star players. And then Miami, I just can't pick them because I'm still really upset with Wong. So I can't stand Wong. I can't stand Wong. I'm not even going to watch UConn. I'm not every game Miami played the rest of the tournament. I can't watch it. I'm not going to watch Miami. I can't stand looking at Miami. But so we're going to get Florida Atlantic, UConn. And do you want to say your pick first?
I'm going UConn.
Yeah, I'm going UConn too.
They're just the best team. Nothing more to say. They're stacked top to bottom.
It'd be really fun to see Florida Atlantic win. It'd be the highest seed to ever win, but UConn's just too good. I think they play fast enough to match up with Florida Atlantic. They hit threes. They'll hit threes with them, and they've played some of the best defense in the entire tournament so far. So I think they'll just kind of dominate it and blow them out.
Yeah, the way UConn absolutely dominate Gonzaga was just so impressive to watch.
Very impressive.
It was a massacre, absolute massacre. Gonzaga kept it close for a little bit in the first half, but once it became like 5 minutes left in the first half, it was game over from there. And I think UConn is just too good for Florida Atlantic to overcome. So yeah, our revised picks are UConn to win the national championship. Okay, so let's go over our favorite bets for the year. So do you want to go first?
So yeah, we'll start with the win total over and under. And I don't know if we haven't. I have all my win totals already. I know we did all the AL picks are on Instagram, humbabe.pod. And we'll get the NL up hopefully soon. So there's 30 over-unders for win totals because we have the 30 teams. So I picked out my 10 favorites, which kind of match up with the difference in between my win picks and the number that they have. And so the difference is, if there's a big difference, I'm going to pick that team. So I'll just go through the 10, and then should we just go, I'm going to say all 10 at once?
Yeah.
Okay. So.
Wait, how about you say one at a time, and I'll just say agree or no.
Okay. So first one, I'm going dbacks over 75.5.
I have to look into that more. It's a really good number, though. It's a really good number. I feel like I still have questions over the offense, to be honest, and the back end of the rotation, but I'm not sure. I'll pass.
Fair. Second one, I'm going Braves over 95.5.
Over.
Yeah. You're going to disagree with this one. It's just maybe a little bias, but I really believe in them. Orioles over 76.5.
Under.
Sure. Next one is White Sox under 83.5.
Under. Hammer that under. That's
Hammer
also
the
one
under.
of my picks. Also one of my picks, but I mean, you already said it. That is one of my picks. White Sox under 83. Under.
And then I don't know what you think here, but Tigers under 69.5.
69 is obviously a very low number. I'm gonna go under. I agree with you.
Yeah. Astros over 95.5.
Over.
Even with the Altuve injury, I think they're good there. And then I'm going to go Dodgers under 96.5.
I'm gonna pass because I feel like the Dodgers are type. They can come with some voodoo magic and
For sure.
magically win 100 games. So I'm gonna pass.
Next one, I'm going to go Brewers under 86.5.
Wrong. Over 100%.
Okay. And then two more. I got Pirates over 67.5.
Pass. Don't know enough. I would lean towards the over though.
And then last one, I have Nationals under 58.5.
58.5. That's such a low number.
It's
like
very low, and
like,
I think they're.
It's
I
such a low
I
number.
think this is an under 50 win team. I'm going to go under there.
You know, that's 104 losses. That's so
yeah.
many. I'm gonna pass. I'm gonna pass on that one. So I truly only disagree with you on the Brewers. You know, Brewers, Oreos, and I feel like I disagree with you on something else. No, I think it's just those two. Dodgers, I like pass.
So that was basically it.
Okay. Let's go over your strikeout picks, and then I'll like give my reaction, like pass, over, under.
Yeah. So I only picked out one strikeout pick for now. I can gather some more later on, but the one that stood out to me was Strider, and I'm going over 210.5 Ks. And he got over 200 in 130 innings last year. He's going to get over 130 innings this year, I believe. So it was a pretty easy over for me.
Over. I agree. That's a good pick. As long as he stays healthy, he's going to strike out so many dudes. So, like, the only thing I feel like that can stop him from getting that number, because his strikeout rates are just historic for a starting pitcher, is like injury.
For sure. Do you have strikeout picks? Other ones than Strider?
Strikeout picks? I only have one right now. I'm going under on Shane Bieber.
I don't know what the under is, but I completely agree. He's not the same.
It's either 182 or 187. It's a big difference. I have to double check because
it's too high. I agree. Under.
Let me double check right now. Shane Bieber. It's 187.5.
Yeah, under. Easy.
Yeah, I'm going under. I feel like he threw 200 innings last year, and he barely cracked 200 strikeouts. I don't think he's going to throw that many innings this year, and if he does, his stuff is just declining. I don't think he's going to strike out as many guys. Yeah.
All right.
He's gonna morph into a contact pitcher
for sure,
or like a pitch to contact pitcher.
I think in a couple of years he's going to become Kyle Hendricks of old. Not as bad as Kyle Hendricks is now, but the Kyle Hendricks from before. But that's fine. I have 4 home run picks, and then so I'll just say them. So first one is Santander over 26.5 home runs.
Pass. Okay. I genuinely don't know.
I'll go Austin Riley over 32.5 is my home run leader.
Over.
Corey Seager over 27.5 home runs.
Damn, you just stole my home run pick. Over.
Yeah. He's going to have a nice year this year. I really think so. And then my last one.
Corey. Yeah. Let me say something about Corey Seager. I know I said Luis Robert is my dark horse. Corey Seager. If I had to have a second dark horse, it's 100% Corey Seager. He was one of the most unluckiest hitters in baseball last year, and his defense actually got better at shortstop. So if he just performs, if he just regresses to the mean this year and continues to play stellar defense, his WAR number is going to be gaudy, and he's going to have the storyline with the Rangers potentially being a breakout team. Like he's a very good dark horse pick for MVP.
For sure. The last one is just Ohtani over 32.5 home runs.
Question.
Final year.
How much did he have last year? Like 36?
I
He had like 36. He had like 36 or something like that. I'm gonna pass. Like you ask yourself, Ohtani, back-to-back historic seasons.
34 last
Can
year.
he do it again? It's gonna be hard. To be honest, I'm gonna have to lean under on this one, but I'm not gonna make an official pick for that one. So
Okay. So then, do you have home run picks?
so we'll start off with win totals.
Sure.
Okay, so first, I'm going with the Rays. Rays over, I'm pretty sure it's 88.5. Even with Glasnow's injury, the Rays rotation is so good, and it's 89.5. Yeah, the Rays are going to get over 90 wins this year. Eflin, he's already showing improved stuff in spring training according to metrics. Offense, the Rays, they actually have hitters everywhere, and Franco's going to play every day. Hopefully he's not hurt. Brandon Lau's healthy again. It's going to be a good team. Over on the Rays, 89.5. What do you think?
I like the over. I always like the Rays. Rays are a sneaky team. I love their pitching. 89.5 is a pretty good number, though. So I might pass, but it's a close over for me.
Okay. And so my favorite pick for win total is actually I'll go one more. I'll go Seattle Mariners under 86.5. I feel like it's gonna be surprising. It's gonna be a shocker. The Mariners, I just don't think they're good. They're good enough offensively to keep up with the AL. But that's gonna be one of my smaller plays. I'm more confident in the Rays than I am the Mariners, but I do think the Mariners do not make the playoffs this year.
That's a fair pick, and I agree. I don't know if I agree with you on the Mariners, but I don't know if I agree with you to the extent of their low win total. When I predicted their wins, I think I had them at 86. So that's right on that line, 86.5. So it is under the 86.5, but I wouldn't bet on it for me because I have them right there.
And okay, so I was gonna say my favorite play. My favorite play, Phillies under 80.5. Like this team. This is my favorite play. This team is way too top heavy everywhere. Their bullpen isn't that great outside of Seranthony Dominguez. Their rotation is basically Nola, Wheeler, and maybe Ranger Suarez if you consider him like an above average pitcher. I think he's more on the average side. And then your offense, Hoskins out for the year, Harper's out for 2 months at least. It's so top heavy, and if they have injuries, they have absolutely no depth to fill in those holes. So it's gonna be a regression. This is a 500 team in my opinion.
Yeah, we just disagree there. I have them right around. I think you said 88.5. Is that what you had?
Yeah, on there.
Yes, I have them right around there. I even have them slightly over that. I think this is a 90-win team, even without Hoskins. So we just disagree there. I think the Phillies are still a really good team.
And so, obviously, the White Sox pick, we both agree on that. That was also one of my picks under 83. Was it 83?
83.5.
Okay, yeah. Under, I feel confident in that pick. It's just like they didn't add anyone off season. It was just Benintendi, but you lost Abreu, and Oscar Colas isn't that good to save the day, Strikeout picks, I didn't really look at that much, but I like Shane Bieber the most, so I'm just gonna stick with that. That's my one play, Shane Bieber. And for home runs, I'm only gonna have one pick as well, and it's my favorite play of the season. My favorite future, prop, whatever it is. It's my max unit play, my whale play. Um, it's Matt Olson over 32.5 home runs. That is my whale play. I'm very confident in this pick. Matt Olson, obviously a little bit of a down year last year, but he still put up, good home run numbers. He hit the ball harder than ever. He barreled the ball more than ever. It's like, and this is his second year in a new city for a new team. He's gonna match his 2021 season, if not surpass it, in my opinion. And even in a down year, he still had how much what he had 34. I'm pretty sure he had 34 home runs, but I want to double check. He had 34 home runs last year, and it was his down year. And this line is set 32.5. I don't know. This is the one I'm most confident in.
I don't mind that pick at all. I think it's a good pick. Spring training stats don't mean anything, but it's worth pointing out that he leads spring training in home runs. I think he has 7 now. So yeah, I don't mind the pick at all. I think it's a good pick.
Shoot. Yeah, my headphones fell out. Yeah, that's it for my plays. Obviously every day we're gonna make a post of our favorite, our favorite props, even money line maybe. Just our favorite picks in general, and we'll see how we'll tally it up every day, and we'll see how we do. At the end of the season, so it should be interesting. Do you want to do opening day predictions for just you, and I'll just sit out this one?
I'll go through.
I'll come up with it on the spot. But do you have the pitching matchups for each one?
I have them. I have the pitching matchups.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Give me the pitching matchups, and then I will make my pick based there.
Okay. So yeah, gotcha. Okay. So first game is Braves Nationals. That's going to be Patrick Corbin versus Max Fried, and I'm going with the Braves.
I'm going Braves as well, but also, do you know where they're playing too?
Yes. That's in Atlanta.
Oh, Braves.
Yeah. Okay. Next one is Yankees Giants in San Fran. Garrett Cole.
No, it's in Yankee Stadium. It's Yankee Stadium.
It's a Yankee Stadium. Okay. I'm looking at the sheet. I thought, all right, that's in Yankee Stadium. That's my bad. But yeah, Garrett Cole, Logan Webb.
Yankees
too. I have Yankees. Okay. Orioles, Red Sox. That's at Fenway Park. Kyle Gibson against Corey Kluber. I'm going to Orioles.
I'm going Red Sox.
Okay. Then we have Brewers, Cubs in Chicago. Corbin Burns against Marcus Stroman. I'm going to go with
Cubs.
I'm going Cubs.
I'm going Cubs upset.
Yeah. All right. Then we're going Tigers, Rays. Eduardo Rodriguez against Shane McClanahan. I'm going to go Rays.
Are they playing at Tropicana?
At the Trop.
Yeah, Rays.
Okay, then we're going Phillies, Rangers. This is the pitching matchup of the day. For sure, it's Aaron Nola against Jacob deGrom. It's in Texas. And I'm going to go with the Phillies.
I'm going Rangers.
Fair. Totally fair. I'm going to go Phillies.
DeGrom. It's DeGrom. When he's healthy, it's DeGrom bump day. I can't bet against DeGrom bump day.
You know what I found really funny last year for the Mets when DeGrom was healthy? When DeGrom pitched, the Mets lost a lot against bad teams.
Well, that's the Mets, and now he's on the Rangers.
Sure. Well, I mean, we don't know. We don't have a sample size on the Rangers.
See. Yeah.
See. All right, next one is Pirates, Reds. In Cincinnati, it's Mitch Keller against Hunter Green, and I'm going with the Reds.
I'm going Reds as well.
All right, then we're going to have Rockies in San Diego against the Padres, Herman Marquez against Blake Snell, and I'm going to go with the Rockies.
Bruh, I was going to pick Rockies. I'm going Rockies.
It's just that type of... The Rockies are good at the beginning of the season sometimes. They have some upsets.
Yeah.
All right, then we're going Blue Jays, Cardinals. We got Alek Manoah against Miles Michaelis. I'm going to go with the Cardinals.
Depends where.
In St. Louis.
I'm going Cardinals.
Okay, then we're going Twins against the Royals in KC. Pablo Lopez against Zach Greinke. And I will take the Royals.
I'm taking the Royals as well.
And then we're going Mets, Marlins, Max Scherzer against Sandy Alcantara. in Marlins Park, and I'm going with the Marlins.
I'm going with the Marlins too.
All right. And then we're going White Sox are at Minute Maid against the Astros. Dylan Cease against Framber Valdez, and I'm taking the Astros.
Taking the Astros, easy.
Okay, then we're going Otani against Kyle Muller. Angels A's in the Coliseum, and I'm going with the Angels.
I'm going with the A's. They're gonna win the
Fair.
first game, yeah.
And then we're going D-backs are at LA against the Dodgers. It's Zach Gallen against Julio Urias, and I will take the Diamondbacks.
I'm taking Dodgers.
And then last game, we have Guardians are at Seattle. Shane Bieber against Luis Castillo. I will take the Mariners at home.
Taking the Mariners. I'm backing Castillo here. Okay, so we kind of agree for the most part.
Picks.
Yeah, we kind of agree for the most part. Yeah, I'm really interested. I think I'm gonna. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a fun season for sure.
So
okay, do you want to get?
Before we move on, I just want to say, so opening day is going to be a 15-game slate. I'm going to do this every day. Pick every game of the day. There will be a day over the course of the season. I'm going to parlay the games for like 9 cents. I will hit a 15-game parlay sometime this season. I will do it.
Okay.
I'll pick every game of the day. So that's my goal for the season. We'll see if we can get it on opening day.
I'll see if I have time to do that with you, but I know I'm gonna for sure give out my favorite plays of the day. Either props
That's an addition.
Props or money line. I don't know if I can bet 15 games every day. We'll see. You know, that is a lot.
This is a little silly. Just extra stuff.
Of course.
I don't expect to hit any of them. Just had a little burp there, but I don't expect to hit any of them. But we just want to do it for fun. 9 cents. The money's gonna be made off the single smaller parlays, off the single bets. We'll be smart about it. We're gonna have a lot of research going into it, and we're gonna make combined bets, and we'll post them for you. But just for fun, I'll be doing a 15-game slate.
All right, that sounds good. We'll see if I join in. With that. Do you want to do playoff predictions now, or do you want to create another episode for that?
Do you want to just roll with it right now? I think we could do it right now.
Okay. I came up with this pretty fast. I didn't look at it as much as I wanted to. So, but I'll go first. Okay. Coming into AL, Yankees win the East. Twins win the Central. Astros win the West. 3 wild cards: the Rays, Blue Jays, Angels. Astros are the number 1 overall seed. Yankees are the number 2 overall seed. Twins get the 3 seed because they're the division winner. 4th seed, so top wild card, Rays. 5th seed, Blue Jays. 6th seed, Angels. With this new wild card format, the Twins are going to play the Angels. Going Angels. Mike Trout and Otani are going to win the first playoff series. Rays versus Blue Jays. I'm going Rays. So now the ALDS would now be Yankees versus Angels. Astros versus Rays. I'm going Yankees over Angels.
I might be wrong. If the Astros are the 1, do they play the 6? Would be the Angels?
No. It'd be the 3. The winner of the 3-6 series plays the 2 seed no matter what.
Okay.
So the Yankees played the Guardians last year. The Guardians were the 3 seed.
Yes. Okay. Winner of 3-6 is going to play the 2.
The 2 seed. Okay. Yes. So the ALDS would be Yankees, Angels, Astros, Rays. I'm going Yankees over Angels and Astros over Rays. It's going to be Yankees, Astros again in ALCS. And you know who's going to prevail this time? It's going to be the Yankees. They're going to the World Series. They're going to win the pennant. No bias, of course. And then so NL East winners, the Braves. NL Central winners, Cardinals. NL West winners, Padres. So the Braves are going to be the number 1 overall seed. Padres are going to be the number 2 overall seed. The Cardinals are going to be the number 3 overall seed because they're the division winner. The 4th and 1st wild card is going to be the Mets. 5th seed is going to be the Dodgers. 6th seed is going to be the Brewers. They're going to sneak in on the last day. And then, so first we have the wild card series. It goes Padres versus Brewers. And then we got Braves versus Mets. Wait. No, my fault. We have Cardinals versus Brewers, and we have Mets versus Dodgers, which would be an epic wild card series if it happens. So Cardinals versus Brewers, I'm going with the Brewers with the upset. Cardinals losing the wild card series again, and for Mets and Dodgers, I'm going with the Mets. So now our NLDS would be Padres versus Brewers, Braves versus Mets, the NL East rivalry. So Braves versus Mets, I'm going Braves. Padres versus Brewers, I'm going Brewers. Brewers are gonna make the NLCS this year. So now we have the Brewers versus Braves in the NLCS. I'm going with the Braves. So the World Series is gonna be the Yankees or Braves. And as good as the Braves are, I mean, I'm gonna bet Yankees World Series champions 2023. Yankees in 6. No bias. No bias. No bias.
bias.
No bias
Sorry.
behind this decision. It's just I'm going with the numbers here. No bias.
Okay, so I'll get to my playoffs, and for the AL, Yankees win the East, Guardians win the Central, Astros win the West. So Astros are the 1, just like you have. Yankees are the 2, Guardians are the 3, which is different than the Twins. And then the 4, like you have, the Rays are going to be the top wild card. They're going to be the 4. Different from you, I'm going to have the Orioles making the playoffs. They're going to be the 5, and then the 6 is going to be the Blue Jays. So we're going to have a 3-6 matchup of the Guardians and Blue Jays, and I'm going to take the Guardians in 3. And then we're going to have a 4-5 of Rays and Orioles, and I will take the Orioles in 3. And then
No bias, right?
no bias. And then we're rolling into the ALDS. We're going to have the Orioles are going to take on the Astros, and I'm going to go Astros in 5. And then we're going to have the Guardians-Yankees rematch, and I'll take the Yankees again in 5. And then that's in the DS, and then the ALCS will be Yankees-Astros yet again, and I'm going to take the Astros in 4. And then
wait, before we move on, that would break my heart if that happens again. That is just it's like reliving a nightmare. Like it has to stop.
It happens every year.
It has to wait. We have to wake up at some point, and the Yankees beat the Astros in the ALCS.
All right, so now we'll go NL, and Braves win the East, Cardinals win the Central, Padres win the West, and then I have the Braves as the 1 seed, Padres are the 2, and the Cardinals are the 3. And then the top wild card is the Mets as the 4. The Phillies will be the 5 for me, and the Diamondbacks are the 6.
Dodgers don't make the playoffs.
No, Diamondbacks finish ahead of the Dodgers. I'm sticking with my NL West predictions. I have Padres, Diamondbacks, Dodgers. Just so happens that's fighting for that 6th spot. Diamondbacks edge it out. They're the 6. So we're going 3-6 Cardinals, Diamondbacks. Cardinals first round exit again. We're going Diamondbacks in 2. And then fire me up Diamondbacks. It's D-back season. And then we're going 4-5 between the Mets and Phillies. And then we're going Phillies in 3. And so now we're going NLDS. We have the Diamondbacks are going to take on the Padres in NL West Showdown. And I'm going Padres in 4. And then we're going Phillies or another division matchup. We're going Phillies, Braves, and I have Braves in 4. And then in the NLCS, we will have NLCS is going to be the top 2 seeds, Padres and Braves, just like in the AL. I don't like to take top seeds, but that's just what it came down to this year. Padres versus Braves, and I'm taking the Braves in 5. And we'll have a rematch of the 2021 World Series between the Astros and Braves, and I will take the Braves yet again, Braves in 7.
Okay, interesting. I feel like a lot of our picks are very similar, bro.
For sure, very similar.
Yeah, it's very similar. No bias behind any of these picks. It's just what we think is going to happen. So
absolutely no.
So that's our playoff predictions. And I think that's going to do it for episode 11. By the time this gets posted, it should be Thursday, March 30th, which is opening day, which I'm so fired up for. So fired up. I can't wait for this baseball season to start. And also, next week, we're going to go to a Yankees game. We're going to try and make some content out of it. I'll be on spring break. I'll be sure to, make my way up south to the boogie down Bronx.
Oh yeah,
and
you bet.
Yeah, and hopefully we can make some content out of that. And if you guys if our fans want to meet us, we'll give you a heads up on exactly what day we're gonna go. But when we do go, be sure to meet us at left field behind the guy in the white T-shirt.
You know what? I can't wait. And I can't wait till we get Yankees Twins at Yankee Stadium. Hopefully that's happening. I don't know if that even is going to happen. I think that's going to happen. Yankees Twins at Yankee Stadium, where we can get some Joey Gallo chants out in left field, baby. So,
yes, sir.
So that's what we got coming up. Very excited. Season's about to start, and I can't wait to get our bets out every day. Can't wait. We're gonna try to win some money for us and you guys, and that is it. So keep humming, baby.
Keep humming. Thank you for listening. We'll see you next week.